All right, it's a beautiful one on television. This morning on ITV, I told you that we're going to be looking at the proposed resumption for schools in Nigeria. And it was only on Monday that the Federal Ministry of Education, in collaboration with stakeholders, had a meeting. And it was decided that August 4th will be the day that schools in Nigeria, particularly graduating classes, exit classes, will reopen so that they can attend to the West African examination. Well, all this has, all this have come, after about twice time that we also talked about that resumption were going to happen, but somehow the resumption could not hold. Well, to look at all this today, we are so privileged to have Dr. Godly Opukeme, who is the president, the national president of the Association of Private School Owners of Nigeria, APSON. So welcome to this program soon on ITV.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and also we will be expecting Honorable Jimoh Ejigbai via Skype. I spoke with him yesterday and he promised that he was going to call into the program via Skype. So when we get connection from him, we should be able to put him on so that he can bear his mind on some of the issues that we're going to be talking about here today. Mr. you're welcome one more time.
Thank you, sir.
Now, the directive has been given that August 4th is the D-Day for schools to reopen, to enable exit classes, students in exit classes to attend to the West African examination for SS3 students and, of course, the GSS3 students. And there's supposed to be another meeting today whereby stakeholders, the NECO and other examination bodies in the country will meet with the Ministry of Education to see how they can further fine-tune the reopening. Now, I don't know how this information, how you guys, how did it greet you people? How did you get it? How will you respond to it?
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We got the information, and it's a welcome development. And on our own part, as the Association of Private School Owners of Nigeria, immediately we got the information, as the national president, I have to carry my people along. Immediately, I set up a national COVID-19 committee to take care of all the states. And I also instructed that after constituted out of the national, down to the states. So in Edo State here, we have COVID-19 committee going around to all the private schools. And not only the state, even the local government, we have the committee. And our people are going around. We are ready. We are ready. We listen to the government, all those COVID-19 materials. We source for the possible means for our people to buy.
When you say you guys are ready, what exactly do you mean? Or in what terms are you really talking about? Are you just talking about the COVID-19 situation, or ready in the sense that you guys are ready to prepare the students for the examination?
Yes, if we talk about the preparation of the students, first we have to take care of the COVID-19, the social distancing, the materials, and so on. But we are talking about the resumption of the exit class. And on the 4th, we are going to resume. And 17th, they are going to write exam.
The exam commences.
Yes, and to us, we are not too comfortable because of the time frame.
Okay.
Knowing that for the past 4 months, these students, they have been at home, thinking of how to survive with their parents, living in fear. And at the same time, they have struggled with their parents, how to get money to feed the home. And some of them, they have not even opened their books. And now we are resuming on the 14th, on the 4th. Then exam commence on the...
About 13 days
About
later.
13 days.
Yeah.
How ready do we think that these students will prepare for the exam? We are not too comfortable. I am here to appeal to both the federal government and the exam bodies, if it is possible, to shift the time frame for these students to really prepare for the exam.
Now, were you part of the consultative meeting that was held in Abuja?
No.
Okay. Your association was not represented?
I was not aware of that meeting at that time, but I was called upon. Even I think when Monday, I think so, my state chairman was in a meeting at the State House, Government House. And if I was there, I think this would have been my appeal.
Yeah, the reason why I'm asking this, because the report that we have is that stakeholders were consulted, and of course they were widely reached and part of the meeting. So that goes to show that goes to probably show that
this is Nigeria.
The decision is
this is
okay.
Nigeria. This is Nigeria, sir. I want to tell you, this is Nigeria. Consultations can be made in different means to me. But my point is, the government and the exam bodies, I think they are meeting today. The exam bodies are meeting with the federal government of Federal Ministry of Education today. If it is possible, they can hear my appeal. My appeal as the National President of Association of Private School Owners of Nigeria. My appeal is that they should shift the exam time.
But how come you have not reacted since on Monday? This is Wednesday, almost about 48 hours after the decision, and no reaction from your association.
That was on Tuesday. I was planning to go to NUJ Press Center, but unfortunately, my mother fell sick and I traveled. And I came back. Don't you have subordinates? I mean, for official matters, one would have expected that you should have. It's a national issue, and I needed to address it by myself. The death of your mother? No. The COVID-19. I mean, this resumption period. Yeah. Yes. Though my deputy is in Gombe. Okay. Yes, I called him himself to travel, so the opportunity was not really there as of Tuesday, and so today. I was thinking of it, that's why my state chairman is here with me for us to go to NUJ Press Center to address this. Yeah, but the decision has been reached, and the information is already on the media. Parents on their own the decision has been reached, but I can still make my appeal, and I'm making my appeal right here now. Well, if my appeal is not well taken, there's no problem. It depends on the students, but my fear is that since the students did not really prepare very well, I think there will be a mass failure. Well, a while ago, you said you guys are ready. I mean, when we started out... My readiness I'm talking about is the preparation of the COVID-19 materials. They are talking about that. Before 29th, schools should be ready and report back to the ministry. That is what I'm referring to. Okay. But when we talk about resumption and the exam commencement, I'm afraid because the students have not... For the first week, some students may not even come to school. But we understand that most private schools during the lockdown, they organized a platform whereby they could relate with these students via some form of correspondence, online lectures, program and all that. So all those online lectures cannot be compared to a conventional system. Yeah, that is the truth. Okay. All right. Now, what is the level of preparedness in terms of your workers, your teachers in the private schools, and of course your other workers? Because the issue of the COVID, it's something that you really don't have to handle with kid gloves. When you say you guys are ready, now when the Federal Ministry of Education had a meeting with you, the understanding that was reached was that. The private school proprietors are going to make sure that their teachers, their staff are tested for COVID-19. So what is your response to that? Have you guys tested the teachers now? Yes, some of us really, we have bought this thermometer. And if you go to our schools, you will see our members with their thermometers so that all the teachers that are coming will be tested to take their temperature, and at the same time, we have our materials. There are most schools, we have boreholes where water is flowing for washing of hands and liquid soaps. We are providing all those things, and that is the preparedness we are doing. Okay. Right now, from the look of things, if by August 4th school resumes and by 17th the exam commences, particularly for the West African examination
the West African examination is going to be something that candidates are going to sit in a manner that you guys may not be able to handle, considering the infrastructure that you have. Take, for example, some private schools. You have classes that can barely take about 20 people. Now, if it's done in such a way that such a class is made to take about 10 people, are you guys ready in that?
Yeah, the system is this. Possibly, maybe you are not in the system, but let me explain to you.
Certainly I'm not.
Yes, let me explain to you. It's possible, sir. It's possible in the sense that not all the classes are resuming.
We know.
And then with that one, the all. If the all will have taken up to 100 students, now the all will take, maybe because of the social distancing, maybe the all will take like 50 students. Then the rest classes will be, the rest students will be spread to other classes.
Other classes, okay.
Because not all the students that are resuming, so it's possible, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also we understand that there are insinuations, talks making around here and there that it may come down to the level that when schools eventually fully resumed, that other classes may just be made to be promoted, that they may have to forfeit a particular term. I don't know how you guys are also handling that.
Well, that is government policy. We can't go against government policy, bearing in mind that we have our continuous test, continuous assessment test, and that can serve for the purpose.
But don't you think there will be a lacuna?
Well, that is government policy.
Okay.
So we can't go against government policy.
All right. So what we're saying is that you are saying that for August 4th, you don't see it as feasible because of the preparation on the parts of the students. That's what you're saying.
I'm not saying that it's not feasible. It's feasible to resume. But my fear, I'm just explaining my fear, that the students did not really prepare because of the lockdown. And a shift of time frame will have been given to the student, because the 2 weeks or 13 days is too short for the students to really prepare for West African examination exam. That is my fear.
Yeah, in your own thinking, what do you think government is trying to do? Because before this time, I think that it was about twice that we heard about the resumption dates. All of a sudden, just on Monday, we just heard about the resumption. What do you think is playing out?
Yes, it's the pressure that we given to the government. That is what is playing out. Stakeholders have been giving pressure to the government to reopen schools. From parents, from other people have been giving. I think that is what is playing out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they are yielding to that pressure?
Yeah, they are yielding to the pressure. That is what is playing out.
Okay. So for the West African examination exam that starts on the 17th, and of course the GSS 3, that we don't know when that will commence now, or you have?
No. Even the West African Examination Council for allowing this exam to come up within 17. To my mind, it's my personal opinion. I'm not speaking on behalf of the association for now, for this point I'm making. It's my personal opinion. West African Examination is a private, how do I put it? It's not sponsored by government. Yes, and I feel to them, they have already prepared before the lockdown. And so if you ask the West African Examination Council to come and conduct the exam, even today, they are ready to conduct the exam. And if they fail to conduct the exam of this school certificate exam, the possibility for them to run the GCE, that is private exam, will not be there. So to them, I feel that if they write this school exam for this period, then there is opportunity for them to come along with that private exam.
Okay.
So without this exam, they can't conduct private exam.
Okay. So it appears you are saying two things here. For you, you want the exam to be written now so that the private exam, the GC exam, can come on. That's what you're saying.
No, that's not. I'm only emphasizing for you to understand that what do you think that is happening right now? I'm only emphasizing what is happening. To the WAEC, is good for them to write exam today.
Okay.
So that they can prepare for the GC exam. That is the private exam.
Yeah.
Without this SSE exam,
they can't
write that of the private exam.
Okay.
And so they are locked down. So to them, it's it's a welcome idea, even though it's to write the exam today. Because they are prepared for the exam. Papers have been printed, they are prepared, for example. Logistics, all have to be done. But if they are not writing the exam, the school's exam this period, the possibility for them to write the private exam will not be there.
Now, what is your response to, because from the way the whole thing looks now, it appears we are jumping to many issues.
There are issues.
Yeah, because I understand that there is supposed to be the mock examination before the main exam. Now, we don't have that now, so...
No, because of the sudden closure of schools, we didn't even write mock exam.
Now, are you trying to ask for time so that you guys can really prepare the students in terms of, organizing the mock examination for the students before the main exam? Is that why you're really asking for?
No, if we will not be able to write mock exam. But my point is, give time, a little time for the students to prepare for the exam.
Okay.
If it is possible. Because I have told you, even the first day of, or the first week of resumption, is a normal practice. First day of resumption, you were in school too. You were in school. Even first day of resumption, how many people come for the first week? Most of the students will come out from the second week. And you are we are talking about 2 weeks to write the exam. That is my fear. The time frame to prepare for this student to prepare, not from our own particularly, but I am talking on behalf of the students. These students, you will agree with me, during this lockdown, how many students, some of them will even follow their parents to market. Some of them hawk. Some of them do other things. How do you think that they even open books, their books to read? It is now that they heard the announcement. Some of them will go and dust their books. Then you are giving them only 2 weeks to come out for the exam. That is my fear.
Okay, now let's look at some other issues that are somehow related to what you guys do. We're talking about private education, private schools in Nigeria. Now, you understand that there seems to be some level of quackery, in the business, in the sense that during examination time, you find schools that they've been existing, but when it comes to examination time, you just find them lumping their enrolled students to join some other students to write, the examination in some centers. And for parents and at times for the student, they are not too okay. What is your association doing in this regard? Because it's a big problem to government.
It's not a big problem to government. When you talk about what you are saying now, start with the private, start with the parents. Where the parents, a child will attend ABC school. When it is time for enrollment, a parent will take the child away from your school.
But what about you as a private school owner that takes in a child, maybe 2 months to examination, you enroll that child? Don't you have a fault too? Don't you think you have a fault?
That is why I said, start from the parent first. You have to start with the parents. And most times, they are not bringing directly to a school. They will take the child to a lecture center. And these lecture centers will take the children mostly to the villages. Not in the city. To the villages. And that's what we experience.
So what are you guys doing to...
It's the government. Government has to come in. It's not we.
How will the government come in?
Government should take statistics. Government should take statistics of students in a school. It's not only the private school that can handle this situation. Because it starts with the parents. And do you even believe that students dictate for their parents? When it's time for exams, students will tell their parents, no, mom, dad, I cannot write the exam in this.
But there are allegations that you guys are colluding with parents. I mean, looking at the monetary gains in it, because when a child comes to be enrolled in a particular school, that child, even if the child is going to do just a term, that child is made to pay the 3 terms, and of course he has to pay some other levies and all that.
That is not true. It's just an allegation. That is not true. That is not true. whosoever that is saying that is not true. That a child come to a school just about maybe some few weeks to write exam, made them to pay all the 310.
But how come we have more students during the examination period, if that is not true?
More students in
more students, most especially in graduating classes. You know, you just all of a sudden, few months to the exam, you have them more. I mean, these are students that probably have not been there right from J1, to J3 or SS1 to SS3. But a few months to the examination, you just find these classes, they increase in numbers. If you say it's an allegation, how come we have them in private schools that way?
Yes. See, the whole thing is a circle. It's a circle. Even in the Y, if you are not enrolling up to a specific number, you'll be fine.
Oh, is that the reason why guys?
No, I'm just telling you some of the reasons too. That, for example, if I have 7 students in my class, and if I enroll these 7 students to write exam, I have to pay for under enrollment.
So that's the reason why you people have to make up the numbers at all costs.
Not really that. Like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I enrolled only 12 students, and I paid for the under enrollment. I paid for the under enrollment. I mean, all depends on your personal belief. Your personal belief.
But that's bad business for you, don't you think so? I mean, in next year, you may not want to pay for under enrollment, so you may want to make up the number.
No. Most of us, we have taken that position that if I don't have students, I pay for the under enrollment.
But are you confronting government on this issue? I mean, and what is government's position?
We even confronted why. That if you see anybody enrolling 2 or 3, allow them to write the exam. Don't charge us for under enrollment. It is what I have that I will present. You don't just expect. All schools are not the same. When we talk about the terms of enrollment, all schools are not the same. My SS3 students might be 15, might be 10, and I have prepared them. And I will present them to Y. But if I present them to Y, if I don't have the belief that I am ready to pay for the under enrollment, I will source for somewhere else to approach some of my students, my district.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
To make it up.
Yeah, Mr.
So we have approached even the Y that leave us, even if it's 10 students, leave us and let us present these 10 students. Don't charge me for under enrollment. If you are charging me for under enrollment, you are pushing the proprietors or the schools to go elsewhere, to source for candidates, to make up the number so that they will not pay under enrollment. So you can see where the problem is coming from. You are in business.
So you agree that you guys are in business?
No, it's a business. It's not.
That's what you just said. Yes, that you guys are in business.
It's a business.
So you wouldn't want to run at loss?
Yeah, I don't want to run at loss. But with the situation WAEC is telling us, I'm running at loss.
Yeah, but don't you think this has a very huge implication on education? That's what we're talking about.
Yes, that is why I said it's not only the private school. Government is involved. Exam bodies are involved. Schools are involved. Okay, take example of the government schools. We are talking of only private schools. Talk about the government schools. A government school that you don't even have up to 10 students.
No, but you can't talk about government schools. You are not in government schools. You are in private educationists.
Everybody is attacking private schools. Why are we not attacking the government schools?
Oh, is it because they are attacking private schools? That's why you have to attack the government schools?
Well,
sit down, bro. Yeah, sit down. Just face the camera.
Okay.
Now, is it because you are attacking the government? Is attacking private schools?
Not so. I was just trying to make a statement. My statement is the government schools you are talking about. Some of them too. At the end of, go to the village. I have told you about the village.
You are not in government school, so you cannot say what you are not part of.
Why are you people always attacking private schools?
No, I'm not. We don't attack private schools. At least you have agreed. You agreed to some of the things I said here.
Yes.
Now, I started by asking, how come during the examination period we have more students? I mean, you said that, okay, it is because you guys have to pay for the number of students that you didn't enroll for. That was what you said.
I've told you for under enrollment.
So in an attempt to not to always pay for under enrollment, you have to beef up the number at all costs. That's what we're saying. Is that not what you are saying?
Well, yes. What I told you is I said most schools are ready to pay for the under enrollment. I said it.
Yeah, they are ready. They do that at all costs.
They pay.
Now, my attention is looking at the implication that has on education. Because trying to make the cost at all costs, that is where
I have told you that we appeal to why.
Excuse me, Mr. Godley. That's when the idea of miracle centers come about. Because when you now give
if you talk about miracle center, that is
the impression that look, this center is a place that you can readily pass your examination. Then, of course, those candidates, having passed their examination, they will go around and tell others, candidates, that this place you have to pass your examination. And thereby you start making, you won't have to pay for the on-a-road students.
Now, let me ask you, when you talk about miracle centers, those miracle centers you are talking about are not really schools that are running a formal education.
Because how exactly do you mean?
Yes, what I mean is this. A reasonable proprietor, respected proprietor, will not involve himself into a miracle center.
But are you guys aware that there are miracle centers?
Well,
is your association aware that there are miracle centers?
Yes, these miracle centers you are talking about. Let me say one thing. You see, we have even approached government, especially the lecture centers. These lecture centers are the ones that are causing this miracle center mostly that you are talking about. For example, we have told government that formal education starts from so time, and we allowed lectures. We allowed lectures to operate at the same time with the school system. I remember that those days, when we talk about lectures, it's after schools. But now you are leaving the lectures, centers, and the school system to run concurrently
at the same time.
At the same time.
Yeah.
And now, when a child comes to even SS2, even SS1, most students, parents will allow their students to go to lectures. What are they looking for? They are not going through the school. What are they looking for?
But you will also agree with me that most of the schools, most of the private schools that you have today came up as a result of continuously being in business as private lecture centers.
No.
Most of them. Most of them. Is it, that's the public knowledge?
No, it's not so. It's not so.
Okay, how does the private school, how does it come up? It just come up all of a sudden?
No, a private school, if you want to run a private school, the first thing you do is to go to the Ministry of Education to collect your form, application form. You get your building, whether rented or built. You prepare your classes.
That's what we're talking about. Before the ministry approves, the ministry must see what you have on the ground.
Listen, sir. You don't even have students. You just build your school or rent. If it's a rented apartment, you rent it, you furnish the school, buy your desks, buy your this, that, and that. Then you come out for maybe advert for admission, and people will come for admission. It's not, you don't start with lectures. Lecture centers are different from the school system. Most of us, we didn't start school through a lecture. It is this present time that we are hearing about lecture centers before the normal school system. So it's not true. Yeah. If that is what you are hearing, it's not true.
But we also understand that most of these lecture centers, they pay dues to you guys, and you guys.
No. They don't pay due to us. Are they with us? How would they pay dues to us? No, are they members of the association?
No, I said it's an allegation.
So no, it's not true.
It's not correct.
It's not correct.
Okay.
They don't pay dues to us.
All right, so what we are saying is that the federal government has, stated that come August 4th, that's some few days from now, that exit classes are going to resume so that candidates in these classes can attend to their exam, most especially the West African examination that is built to commence August 17th. And of course, we've been having Dr. Godley Opukeme, who is the president of the National Association, the Association of Private, I need to wear my glasses, I beg your pardon.
Association of Private School.
All right, so we'll be having Dr. Godley Opukeme, the Association of Private School Owners of Nigeria, APSON, and saying that he's not comfortable with the dates that the federal government has stated. That's August 4th. And
no, that's not what I said. That's not what I said.
Okay, what are you saying?
What I said,
yeah.
The resumption on the 4th is a welcome idea.
Okay.
We appreciate the government for reopening the school for the exit classes.
Yeah, but there's a but.
But the but, I am saying that the time frame for the students to commence the exam, the time frame is too short. If there is possibility to extend the time for this student to prepare for the exam, is welcome.
It's still the same thing we are saying. So if school resumes August 4th,
yeah,
and you are praying that the government should shift the distance, it shows you are not okay with the whole idea that school.
That's not the meaning.
Okay.
I am only making an appeal. Okay. Not that I'm not okay. I'm only making an appeal.
Okay. Anyway,
if they are not taking the appeal, it's okay. I just make appeal. Not that I condemn the system.
Okay.
I'm not condemning the system. It's a welcome idea.
Anyway, I really want to especially thank you for finding time to join us on the program today. I know because of your very, very busy schedule, you still found time to come and join us on the program this morning. So we'll keep our fingers crossed and see what happens between now and August 4th and see whether government will rescind on its decision to reopen schools on that date, because from things on ground, I mean, 13 days to the examination may not just be enough. That's what Dr. Godley Opukeme is talking about. And of course, that seems to be the mindset of most parents out there, and also the mindset of some of these candidates. Well, thank you so much for joining us on the program today. We'll take a short pause now so that other segments can come your way. Please stay tuned.
Thank you.